Okay, thanks for everybody for coming this morning. A little bit about myself. I'm Heather Metzger. I'm a Ruby ambassador, and I started in July of last year. I started completely just for weight loss. I did not think it was going to do anything else for me. I was just into losing the baby weight, and that was it. I was going to try it for 6 months. That was all I was going to give it. So I've made it a lot longer than that. So um, I started sharing literally just for a contest. That was the only reason why I shared. And I found out that it was really, really easy. It took 2 minutes of my day to post really quick. And some people were commenting. Some people were asking me questions. I didn't actually have my first customer except for my husband. I don't really count him, but until the next month. That's when I started having customers. And I had 3 new ambassadors the next month. So it worked out pretty well, but I was not going to keep working it as a business. I was not interested in the business. I had 4 kids at that time. I was busy enough, but for some odd reason, then I just kept going and it kind of snowballed from there. And then I started working it as a business ever since. I was extremely into it right before convention, probably May. I worked probably my hardest and I got to Ruby. Then the summer hit. The summer was extremely tough for me, extremely tough. My team went downhill. Everybody was too busy for Zoom calls. Everybody was too busy to respond back. I was just having a hard time with summer. And then I was kind of blindsided by a family thing the middle of August. Completely blindsided, didn't expect it. And it completely put my business at a halt. Like I completely even stopped posting. I pretty much did not keep up on my team page. I was responding to messages, but never really pushing it, never really responding to people that I didn't have to. I kind of just decided family was more important at that point because we needed to handle it. And it was extremely tough on our family. I didn't realize it would be that tough, but I felt like I was completely drowning. I couldn't keep up with anything. I couldn't keep up with even keeping my laundry done or cleaning my house, let alone trying to run my team page and run my own page and help other people run their pages. And I just felt like everything snowballed so bad that I pretty well quit. I walked away and would answer some questions, and then I'd go back to paying attention to my family. So I didn't make Plexus a priority at all. Like I just completely stepped back. So I have finally felt like I'm kind of coming out of that now. We've finally settled everything and everything is back on the upswing. So we are trying to fight back, and I'm trying to get back up to Ruby again and trying to keep advancing in the company and rebuilding my team's belief in me, rebuilding myself and my belief in myself and my upline's belief in me. So this phone call is pretty well all about that. I've been trying to restart my business. It's extremely hard to restart because I felt like I was at a really good space in May, and it probably went downhill pretty quickly for me. So I listened to the last few Zoom calls, and I feel like they've really talked directly towards me, which is kind of nice. I liked that. On Tracy Stein's Zoom, she said that her team was stalled because she had stalled. And that was completely true. I stepped back from my team. I thought they could handle it on their own. I thought they were doing good. And I walked away. And I feel like they stalled because it was my fault. I walked away. And I feel like I'm finally at that perfect time where I'm trying to work myself better and trying to work my team better. And I finally know what I need to do to make myself a better leader, make my team better, make myself a better person. So these are just some of my ideas. I know lots of people have other ideas. These are just my ideas that I'm trying to implement to make my team better, myself better, everybody happier, and find that balance between family and Plexus. I feel like mindset is a huge thing. My mind was not in it the past 2 months. I literally barely thought about Plexus. I barely thought of who to contact. I was still sort of taking my products. I was not super consistent because I just was constantly busy. We were constantly worrying. We were constantly, every time the phone would ring, we would jump and freak out. And it could be just a random phone call, but we were still jumping. So my mind was not in the game. So I feel like I'm trying to work better on this now. I kept telling myself I didn't have the time. I didn't have time because I couldn't think of happy things at that point. I was trying to constantly think about the worst. So when I told myself I didn't have time, it made me not have time. I didn't make that 15 minutes that I had to pick up Colby from school into anything productive. I would sit there and just, my mind would wander. Now that I'm telling myself that I have this time, I find I have 15-minute increments throughout the day that I could have been utilizing the whole entire time. And so now I feel like that mindset is a huge, big thing with me. If I tell myself that it's a priority and if I tell myself this is needed to be done, I'll actually do it. I did not believe in myself the past 2 months. Once it started going downhill, I became extremely tough on myself. I didn't think I could do it. I thought my downline could do it. I knew my upline could do it. I didn't believe I could do it. I wanted to see my downline soar, but I didn't care if I did it, which was extremely sad because I felt like I was doing extremely well. But I lost that passion and I lost everything that I had set myself up for. When you doubt yourself, you will not do the work to get yourself there. You won't make that work a priority. You'll just stop. And that's exactly pretty well what I did. I pretty well just stopped. You may have to do positive affirmations. I was never a big thing on that. Like, why does that make a difference if I tell myself I can do it? And now I feel like I'm doing that pretty well every single day. And it may not be at the same time every day, but I feel like I'm at least saying it to myself and I'm starting to actually believe that I can do it again. I have not started any mindset books yet because I'm still fighting my way back up, but that's a good point. There's lots of them out there. How to talk to yourself books. Those are extremely well liked on the YouTube videos. There's tons of YouTube videos. That's all I've been watching the past 2 weeks on how to improve your mindset, belief in yourself, belief in your company, belief in the products. There's tons. So just plug yourself in, even if you have to. I do it quite often. In the shower, I turn it on speaker, and that's what I do. I listen to them then. Or I'll listen to them in the car when the kids are watching a movie behind me because I can only watch My Little Pony 500 times a week. So that's more fun to me. Just try to work on that mindset. That mindset can make or break your business. I am definitely a product of that. So it will not change overnight though. It's still hard every single day when there's something else going on. I keep thinking, well, I can just push that aside. No, this is important to me. I'm going to make it a priority, just like I made my family a priority the last 2 months. This is my priority now. I'm going to make this rest of this year extremely, extremely good. Like, I'm going to work extremely hard the rest of this year. I'm going to push. And you just have to stay consistent with it. If you're not consistent with staying positive and believing in yourself and your mindset, you're not going to keep up with it because it'll snowball like I did. I started feeling bad about myself and then it just completely snowballed into, well, I'm just going to step away for a few months, which was not good in my case. It pretty well sucked. But my big thing is get back to the basics. Bonnie had a Zoom call about this last week. That was extremely point on. Get back to the basics. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. If you do, it'll snowball because you'll be like, well, I have to reinvent the wheel. I have to do this and I have to do this. These things are already out in place for you. These YouTube videos are already out place. Get them, listen to them, see what they say that they did to help themselves get better. I feel like I'm finally getting the ball rolling again. Like, I'm recontacting people that I haven't contacted in months because I'm actually working at it. Reach out to your own potentials. Don't just wait until your downline does it. Don't depend on what your downline is doing. Depend on what you're doing because that's the only one you can control. You can't control how many people that they're stepping out to talk to a day. You cannot control how many people they're following up to. make sure you are doing it. So maybe if they see you're getting new customers and you're getting new ambassadors, maybe they'll be like, oh, well, she's still doing it and she's been working it for almost a year and a half. Why not? Like, I can still do it. I'm pretty new still. Reignite your team. That was my big one that I'm still struggling with because I feel like I let them down. I'm trying to re-engage them. I'm trying different things that I've never tried before, like just more fun things. It doesn't always have to be about Plexus on your team page. Make it fun, make it a team environment, make it more engaging. So when you do have that Plexus post, maybe more people will comment on it, or maybe more people will actually watch that video. If you let them see you more active, maybe they'll see your belief is back. Maybe they'll see your passion, and maybe that'll rub off on some of your team members. My new goal for the rest of this month is I'm contacting every single one of my level ones, and I'm re-engaging with each one individually. I'm asking them their goals, what they need to do, even if they're completely wholesale. What's your goals? Are the products working for you? Do you think you need to try something different, something new? Just trying to plug into them and seeing, say one of them wanted to be silver and I didn't know it. I could be completely oblivious to that and be like, well, they don't have any, maybe they're not even trying. Maybe they're trying and they just want a different way to do it. And I want to extremely plug into what their goals are and what they're doing to accomplish those goals. My other thing that I'm extremely hard trying to work on, I have a hard time with this, helping them, not telling them. I am key for just saying, well, I can look that up for you really quick. I can search for you really quick. Somebody will say, well, I have this potential. Do you have any stories about this one? I search and I copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. They could do the exact same thing that I did, but I don't ever tell them to do that. I just do it for them. So I feel like some of them have gotten to that point where they're just depending on me to do it. So I'm trying to make them more self-sufficient, more motivated on themselves to do these things. So that's my new way of teaching. We're going to see how it works. But I feel like I have to do that for them to want to do it on their own. Because if I'm always doing it, it's my goal, not theirs. And they're not going to strive to work extremely hard to reach those goals because it's never been their goal. If it was their goal, they're going to work harder. They're going to want to do this because that is their want. So that's what I'm trying to do, is not spoon feed anybody anymore, because I feel like I've been doing that quite often. So my goal is to help them, lead them to their answers, not just give them the answers. And I always wanted to help them. I felt like I was helping them, but I feel like I'm actually hurting them because it helps them in the short run. But in the long run, it's hurting them because they can't do it on their own. My big thing was reestablishing my why. My why started completely just to lose baby weight. That's all I wanted to do. And it's kind of snowballed. It was get my products paid for, get my husband's products paid for. And then it was, well, let's just make an extra $500 a month, because that could extremely help my family just pay for some bills. And now it is completely just, I want my own income because I want to support my family and I want to be a vital role in my family. I didn't realize how much I missed that being a stay-at-home mom. I felt like I was constantly questioning myself if I could buy this shirt because, it wasn't really my money. It was my husband's money. Or did we really need this or this or this because, we only have one income. So I feel like that has really changed my point of view on what I'm doing. I'm working harder because I want my own paycheck. I want to be that vital role in our family. I watched another video last night and they said, your why is not your want. Yeah, I may want $500, but why do I want that? Why do I need that? Your why should be something that makes you get up out of bed every morning and work. So I've really kind of poured into myself and figured out why I really, really want to do this business and not just take the products and all that stuff. So really your why, make it extremely important to you, not just I want to make $1,000. Well, why do you want to make that $1,000? Why do you want to make money for your family? Why exactly? If you have to, write it out. Put it somewhere that you see it every single day. Make a dream board. Put that somewhere that you see every single day. Share it with your upline or your sideline or a power partner or somebody so they can hold you accountable to your why. And maybe if you have a back step like I did, maybe they can kick you in the butt and tell you why you wanted to do it in the first place. Like, I really need that every once in a while. I need that switch kick in the butt every once in a while because I get down on myself pretty quickly. My wallpaper on my phone is now, I kind of got away from this after I got Ruby. I went back to just normal pictures, but my wallpaper now is my next promotion. I completely fill that up with the color of it. I fill it up with how many points I need, and I fill it up with the bonus just so I can see it every single time I open that phone. It works for me. I don't know why. It just works seeing it every single second because I'm on my phone quite often. Maybe Post-it notes work for you. Maybe all around your computer. When you're working your business, maybe you see them at all times. Maybe it's in your office. Maybe it's in your car. Somewhere that you see every single day that you can see your little why or your goal. And it can remind you every single day why you want to do these things. My next thing is set your goals. I always had big goals. That's all I really needed, right? I just needed the next promotion. I'm going to be senior Ruby by this date. That was my only goal. Well, that doesn't help me get there. That just helps me set a big, lofty goal, and I just hope it happens. Well, I feel like sometimes when I got really frustrated, those were because that was the only thing I had, was a big, big goal. And those big goals can kind of get you frustrated if you're not even working hard at that and you're not inching towards it and you don't feel like you're making any progress. So I have to try to make sure that my goals are super attainable and realistic. I try to make like week goals, and then I'll make a month goal, and then I'll have that big promotion still. But I have to work at little tiny bites, because if I don't think about it and I don't cross something off that list, I feel like I'm not making progress. I'm the type of person that makes a list when I'm cleaning my house, or I'm getting packing done for a vacation or something like that. I'll write stuff on just so I can cross it out. So I feel like that was how I had to do with my goals. I had to make them like my super little easy list for cleaning the house one day. With the goals, you make a plan though, how to do those goals and how to accomplish those goals. Don't just say, I'm going to be Ruby by December of this year. How are you going to hit that? How many ambassadors do you have to add? How many ambassadors does your team have to add? How many events do you have to hold? How many different online events do you have to hold? Little things like that. Make a plan of what you're going to do. Don't just sit and wait for the things to happen. It doesn't happen then. You can try really, really hard, but I don't feel like they happen if you're not working towards them. The next big thing is action. This is probably the hugest one. I stalled. I completely stalled out on everything. I stopped doing everything I was supposed to do. I just looked back on my Facebook page and I was barely even posting once a day, once every other day. I completely shut off my phone and I was barely on Facebook to do anything. And if posting is not your thing, maybe it's the IPAs and you're reaching out to people. I was not doing that. I wasn't reaching out to anybody. I'd follow up on my customers and I'd follow up with some of my ambassadors, but I wasn't reaching out to anybody new. I was just waiting for them to come to me this summer. So set up your IPA that works on your schedule. Don't just follow one of the Diamond's IPAs, because I know we've all seen them. But maybe they don't work for your schedule. Maybe you can't reach out to 5 people a day. Maybe you have to do it all in one lump sum. I've found that works best with me. I have 3 kids at home with me almost every single day, and my life is crazy. I never get 2 seconds where I'm not by myself. So I feel like on Saturdays or Sundays, if I can take a chunk and work it just in that big chunk, have my husband watch the kids for an hour, and that's all I do is I contact people. I have my own little blitz by myself. I feel like those are amazing for your business, because I can just sit there and I can contact people for that whole entire hour, where that's all I do is I contact new people. And then maybe I'll do another day where I do an hour of just follow-ups, where I'm contacting the people that have not said yes yet, or I'm contacting some people who've already bought product. So it's just easier, I think, to do it that way. It may be easier on your schedule though to reach out to 5 new people for your business. That might be easier for you. So do it however works for you. It's not a set in stone thing where you have to contact 5 people a day and follow up with 3. Maybe you do it all in one day like I do. And set up your schedule, or if the daily thing works for you better, I have found it works better to plan on a Sunday who you're going to contact Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Who are you going to contact those days? So you're not constantly scrolling through Facebook trying to find somebody new to contact. I feel like it's easier if you just have a name and you contact them really quick and contact the next person and contact the next person and just do that all done and over with. It's easier to do it that than scrolling through Facebook every single day trying to figure out, well, who haven't I contacted yet? Or who do I have to follow up with? It's easier if it's already planned for you. You can't make excuses why you didn't do that today. Don't dwell on what you can't control. This was my extremely hard thing to do. I cannot control what other people on my team does. I can't. I may want them to contact 5 people a day. I may want them to follow up with those people. I may want them to do events. I can't control them. I can't tell them what they can and can't do. I'm not their boss. I can suggest things to them, but it doesn't mean they're going to do them. So I feel like if I can control what I'm personally doing, I feel like I've got a better handle on my business because I put my energy into controlling what I can do and not what they can do. And work on yourself. It doesn't all have to be on just your team. You don't have to just build your team. Work on yourself. Read a training book. Watch a training video on something that you're interested in. Maybe you want to hold a sip and see for some of your teammates. Watch a video on it. There's billions on YouTube about random different things to do with Plexus. Pour into yourself, and I feel like it'll better your team in the long run. They'll see that you're pouring into yourself, and you'll become a better leader and a better person, and that ultimately helps your team. Don't make excuses for everything that you do. I am extremely bad about this. I always have kids here, but there's people who have 7 kids and they're diamonds. There are people who work full-time jobs and they're diamonds. There are people that are busier than you doing exactly what you're doing, and they're further in the company. So I could not make myself have these excuses at all times. I feel like you need to just fit your business into your own schedule. Just do whatever works for you. And if it's not perfectly how you want it to go every year or every day, suck it up and do it the next day. Like, tough love. Like, we just got to do it. Like, work hard and it'll get better the next day. Just work harder the next day. So not everyone's business schedule or their even business ranking will be the exact same as yours. But don't compare your journey to anyone, even your upline, even your downline, even a sideline, even watching one of these diamond documentaries and they got to diamond in 12 months. Oh no, I'm way over 12 months. I didn't do it, so I should back away. Maybe I just can't get there. Don't compare. It's not, everybody is different. Everybody has a different network. Everybody has a different work ethic. Everybody works their business completely different. Do you. Completely just do you. It's super hard not to do this though. There's sidelines that I know I compete with, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, they're completely different than me. So why do we constantly compare ourselves to each other? Like, compare what you did today versus yesterday. That's about it. Make every tomorrow better than the last day. That's about all that you can do. And that's all you can control is what you do. Keep setting your small goals. This will help you not compare. Set your small goals. Cross them out when you get them. If you do not hit them, don't feel bad. Change the date. Don't change the goal. Don't go, okay, well, I thought I could be Ruby by December. It didn't happen. I probably won't be Ruby now. Set it for January. Set it for February. Work hard to hit those goals so then you do hit those goals. And then making Plexus a priority is going to cause some sacrifices. I was not sacrificing family time the last 2 months, and it was kind of something that I had to do. But I was still watching TV for an hour every night. I'd sit with my husband and watch TV. Probably not a good thing. I didn't need to. What's really on TV that's really super important in my life? Probably nothing. So I feel like sacrificing that hour instead of watching TV when the kids go down, I could be working my Plexus business. Even if I'm sitting and it's in the background, I could sit there on my phone and contact new people the whole entire time and just work it then. Or maybe instead of cleaning and doing laundry when the kids are napping, work it then. Put it off. I was the big person where, I had to get laundry done. I had to clean 500 times a day. Put it off. Put it off until that night. Work it then. Like, get it done later. Like, work your business if it's a priority to you. Whatever you sacrifice, I feel will be worth it in the long run, though. And when you feel discouraged, like I did, my best advice is walk away for 24 hours. And that sometimes is super hard for people to understand why I say that, but I needed to do that and I never did. I just kept thinking, okay, I'm going to work hard. I'm just going to power through it. Quit for 24 hours. Rethink of why you're doing this and make that your big focus, that 24 hours. Spend time with your family. Do something fun for yourself, even if it's read a random book that has nothing to do with your business. Do something that's important to you so then you can do that. Don't feel like you're alone, because I didn't want to burden anybody. And they, I'm sure, would have offered to do anything I asked them to do, but I didn't want to burden anybody with my business. Like it was crazy. My life was crazy. So I just kept letting it snowball until I felt like I was literally drowning at the bottom of the ocean. I did not know how I was going to fight myself back up. So see if they can suggest anything or can possibly help you out by posting on your team page or just helping and saying, hey, I've been like this before. This is how I helped myself get out of it. Whatever you need to get yourself back on track, just do it. Because don't quit for 2 months, because it's extremely hard to come back. Don't expect everything to go perfect. I had to have everything perfect. That was my life. I have 4 kids. Everybody thinks my life is perfect. My life is crazy. Completely crazy. My kids are always out of control. They are just plain crazy. My house is a mess most of the time. It was going to spill into my business. My kids are going to be on my lap during Zoom calls. My kids are going to be in training videos. That is just the way it's going to work. Why is that so bad? They can see I'm working my business along with my kids. They can see that I'm working and fitting it in the time that I can fit it in. If you don't get everything accomplished, move it to the next day. Move it to the next week. It does not matter. Just get it done. Make that goal. I'm going to get this done by Friday and get it done. If you don't reach your goal by the date I've said before, don't delete it. Move it to the next month, the 2 months from now. Don't delete your goal. That goal was set for a reason at that point in time. You need to hit that. Not everything goes by your own timeline. Keep working hard and you'll accomplish it soon. It does not matter when it is. If it's not December, it's January. Move it. It does not matter. These are kind of just a few of my ideas on how I'm trying to work my business. Sorry, it ran a little longer than I thought. I hope this kind of helps some of you guys, but I didn't know if you guys had any other questions or any of ideas for restarting your business. I can unmute everybody, or if you want to talk, just unmute yourself. Nobody. Okay, well, thank you everybody for using your lovely morning to see me talk. Woohoo. Thanks.
Great, Heather.
Thanks,
you. Heather.
Thanks.
Thank you, Heather. It was awesome.
Thank you.